Hi there, I'm Jerry.
And I'm Larry.
And we are
Dangerous Dogs. Very, very dangerous.
Well, welcome to the doghouse. Curl up by the fire here if you like. Get yourself a dog treat.
Yum.
Be comfortable. We're going to have some fun here, and that's what we enjoy doing. We like getting out, showing things in the community,
Absolutely.
talking about interesting things that we find or that we find interesting, either way.
Yeah.
So, glad that you could be with us.
We're going to have a good time over the next few minutes, and one of the things we're going to talk about is why.
Why
are we
dangerous? Why are we? This is a good point, Larry. Why are we dangerous dogs?
Well, actually, it's because, especially when someone leaves the gate open, we go running free and we just like to chase any old thing, including, well, what?
Festivals, community events,
Things that are happening in your community,
parades,
things of interest. We'll take our camera.
If you call, we're liable to show up and come film your event and put it on cable access TV.
And as a matter of fact, there's another way to stay in touch with us. We have an email address for that, don't we?
You send your suggestions to suggestions@DangerousDawgsE3.com, just like you see it on the screen.
All right.
We'll look forward to hearing from you.
Well,
Meanwhile,
I was going to say, one of the things that we were invited to come and chase happened in Springboro recently. Remember what it was?
Absolutely. There was a lot of spirits involved, as I recall.
Not the sort that you get from a bottle, but anyway, the kind of spirit that people get caught up in at holiday time.
I think we were there at Christmas.
It was Christmas.
Indeed.
In fact, it was the Christmas festival in Springboro. We had a great time there.
We were on patrol, and by golly, we enjoyed ourselves. A lot of food.
Oh, too much food. Let's show you. Have a look.
I'm Larry.
And I'm Jerry.
And we are Dangerous Dogs. Very dangerous indeed here at Springboro's Christmas celebration.
And it
this
feels
is a very
like
big deal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole street's blocked off. And it feels like Christmas. It's cold, and there's even a little bit of snow flurries.
That's right.
People are all smiling.
Lots of people.
Having a good time, it looks like. Little kids are screaming and crying and want to go home, and there's a couple Santa Clauses around here, which you got to wonder, two Santa Clauses? Hey, maybe there's a North and South Pole.
Maybe that's it.
That's it, yeah.
That explains that.
Doppelganger on the South Pole.
That's exactly right.
Let's go ahead.
Take a look around.
Let's do that. Let's go check out some of the cool things here.
Join us.
I'm here with Jen Phillips of Boy Scout Troop 50 in Springboro, Ohio, and what have you got going on here?
Well, this is the Boy Scouts annual wreath sale. Leading up to the festival, the Scouts sell fresh cut wreaths and decorations for your outdoors or indoors.
All right.
And then at the festival, they set up a booth and to sell to anyone that they've missed previously to the festival.
So you've been here many, many years?
They've
Is
been
that
here.
standard?
Yes, it's
People can expect to see you at the festival.
people come specifically here to get their live wreaths.
I see. Okay. And
been
this
here
is
for years.
a fundraiser for the boys.
It's a
Boy
fundraiser
Scouts.
for the boys. It goes to help them towards camp costs for their high adventure trips and any other expenses they have.
Do they actually do some of the sales? Get a little practice on their salesmanship?
Of course, we focus on the boys doing the sales, and primarily the parents are just here to help handle the money.
Outstanding. Boys, can we see some of the wreaths that you've got there?
You betcha.
Come on in.
All right,
There we go. And what do you have over here?
I have
The 20th.
20-inch wreath.
It has a red bow, and it has pretty pine cones on it. What do you have?
I have roping.
A grouping?
Roping.
Garland roping.
Roping that
Roping,
they can use to
okay.
decorate around a door.
Right, and that's all live material, isn't it?
Yes.
And what do you have over here?
I have a wreath that is shaped like a cross.
The wreath in the shape of a cross, appropriate for Christmas, isn't it?
Yes.
So here we are at the Springboro Christmas Festival, Boy Scout Troop 50.
That is genuine southern bean soup. We come here every year. This is the 30th year for the festival. We have been here all but about 2 of those years.
Is that right? I'm Larry, by the way. What's your name?
Jim O'More, Cincinnati.
So tell me about this group. What is this group called?
Confederate States Marine Corps, Company B.
And this is a living history presentation.
Yes, sir. Well, we also do reenactments. Living history implies a static display with no battles.
And this is not that.
Yes, that's what this is. We have no battles here. We're not allowed to fire any weapons here in Springboro. So this is a living history. Otherwise, we're kids playing cowboys and Indians. Bang, bang, fall down, you're dead, no, you missed. That sort of thing. So we came up with this idea of selling bean soup. That's about the cheapest thing you can make and the easiest thing you can make. And the idea was to get people in and talk about the time period. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, our bean soup won out, and people come for the bean soup and forget the history lessons. And they go on.
Well, at least you have a lot of fans here, at least
Yes.
for the soup. Huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I was sick last year, so we didn't make it. And there was a lot of people come by and said, "We're glad you're back. We're glad you're back." And that was heartening to hear.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy your stay here. You're going to be here today and tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir. All day.
All right. And I'm going to stand by this fire for a little while. Perfect day for it.
No festival would be complete without food, and the Christmas in Springboro Festival has food galore. This is called Sirloin Tip Dinners, and it smells absolutely fantastic. Larry, what do you got?
Jerry, we've got lots of guilty pleasures here, including deep-fried Oreos and funnel cakes. The smell of sweet grease shed the air.
Well, Larry, that sounds pretty good, but I'll see your elephant ears and raisins, cinnamon roasted peanuts, and kettle corn. How about that?
How about a turkey leg? A little chicken wing for us here. Well, Jerry, top this one. We've got bacon stuffed garlic toast grilled cheese. Try to top that.
Larry, that's not fair, because everybody knows that anything with bacon tastes better. But I got one for you here, buddy. Crab cakes. Delicious crab cakes. How do I know they're so good? I got a testimonial. Look at this. Yeah, they really are that good.
Cheesecake? Really?
Jelly cheesecake.
Jelly cheesecake. What, where's the no-calorie version? Is there a no?
They're all no calories.
They're all no-calorie?
Yeah,
version?
yeah.
What's so special about your cheesecake?
They're homemade and made with a lot of love.
Well, Jerry, I think we can agree there's all kinds of stuff here. It's a regular plethora of high-calorie treats.
A cornucopia of calories. Tell you what, I'll call it a tie on the food.
All right.
All right? Let's have one of each, please.
Well, that's our look at the Christmas festival here in Springboro. Hope you had a good time.
It's quite a festival. Food, fun, entertainment. We really enjoyed ourselves. We hope you have too.
And so much to eat, as he said.
Indeed. Let's finish it up and have one more look at the Springboro High School marching band with Christmas carols.
Have a listen.
Well, that Springboro Parade was a lot of fun.
Good time.
Good food, good friends. We
And
enjoyed
we
being
had a
out
good time there, and-
Give it a try next year.
Thanks to all the people in Springboro for inviting us to that one.
That's right. People don't realize this, but we are actually history-loving dogs.
Absolutely history-loving dogs.
Is that because we're so old?
Well, you know, you can make a case for that, but you know, sometimes we're interested in things in history that happened a long time before we were on the scene.
All right, and one of those is the pivotal speech given by Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg after the Battle of Gettysburg, and they were actually dedicating a cemetery, and this was in November. The battle had been back in June, July, I forget, right? And yeah, July. And then they were dedicating the cemetery with a number of the people, the bodies that were buried and so on and so forth. And it was a solemn occasion, but in this case, the president was not the main event.
He was not. In fact, the main speech that day was given by Edward Everett, who was a famous politician and orator of the time, and he went on for 2 hours.
13,000 words. Apparently, it's about the size of a short novel. And
How did it start?
How did it start? Well, let me give you an idea of the flowery oratory which preceded. Now, just picture 2 hours of this, okay? Here we go. Standing beneath this serene sky, overlooking these broad fields now reposing from the labors of the waning year, the mighty Alleghanies dimly towering before us, the graves of our brethren beneath our feet, it is with hesitation that I raise my poor voice to break the eloquent silence of God and nature.
Wait.
All right, wake up
Wait
over
a
there.
minute.
Wake up, wake up.
Okay.
You can kind of tell that that was the tone and the type of speech that was going on for, as we said, 13,000 words in 2 hours.
That's a long,
worth.
long time.
Right, and he was the headliner.
That's right.
He was the headliner, and then President Lincoln was the second speaker of the day.
Compared to the main event, he was the soul of brevity. He was so quick in giving his address that he was done before the photographers could even get a good shot of him giving his speech.
Because back in the day, they had those fancy cameras with the hoods, and they had mercury plates or whatever it was that,
Actually,
to take the picture.
It was
silver
kind
plates.
of a big deal to take a photograph.
Oh,
back
yeah, that's
then,
not just an Instagram kind of a thing.
not like now.
No, right, right.
Anyway.
But there's an apocryphal story that you have probably learned back in elementary school. In the back of an envelope, mind you, on his stovepipe hat, in a train rumbling along the countryside, etc., and he's just pinning this off real quickly, sort of indicating that it was a spontaneous, incredible, genius eruption from his brain.
Yes.
Well, not so. The fact was that the speech actually went through about 7 iterations back in Washington, and the Library of Congress has 3 of those, at least, which you can see the progression of the thought and so on. Nonetheless, regardless of how it got here, it's an incredible speech.
It is indeed.
And we'd like to share it with you.
You want to start?
You go right ahead.
Okay, then. Well, here's what he had to say, our 16th president. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live.
It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract.
The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work for which they fought here and have thus so far nobly advanced.
It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Very moving.
Moving words from our 16th president.
Indeed. And actually, the text of the Gettysburg Address is inscribed on the Lincoln Memorial.
We found a kind of artifact of popular culture that talks about how one can take inspiration from those words.
Very inspiring. This happened to be Gomer Pyle, a TV show back in the 60s or 70s. And the setup here is that the young man, Private Gomer Pyle, I guess he was, a bit of a country bumpkin, a lot of Shazams and Ghazalis and so on in his language.
He was a clown on this story.
Right, and he had to make a presentation, which you're going to see in a second here, and he had lost his voice due to hysterical concern about being able to perform. He was worried.
He had stage fright, but when he spent a little time with Mr. Lincoln in the Lincoln Memorial and read his words, it changed everything.
Let's take a look.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far.
And that was inspiring in its own way.
It was.
I feel very inspired, as a matter of fact.
Do you?
I do indeed. Listening to him sing makes me think I'd like to sing.
No, you can't sing.
So I've got a song for the occasion. I have a dog song for the occasion.
Oh.
And I'm so inspired, I think I want to sing it. All right? Are you ready for this now? Okay.
As ready as I'm going to be.
Okay. Ready? Here we go. I'd love to be an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I'd really like to be. 'Cause if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with me.
He's a wiener dog.
Oh,
Who
wait.
knew?
There's a second stanza.
Oh, no, please.
No, most people don't know this. There's another piece. Ready? Here it goes,
more?
right?
There's more.
There's more, yes. It's dangerously more. I'm glad I'm not an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I never want to be. 'Cause if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, soon there would be nothing left of me.
I'm glad you brought this back to our attention.
Yeah, right, see? And that proves I can't sing.
It does.
There you go. Yeah, I'm
does.
so inspired.
He
I know.
can't sing, like you said.
We
Like the
we
man
really, thinking of hot dogs, I want you to try something here. These are like shaped like a little tiny hot dog, and there's like dog treats. And, mustard on a hot dog, nobody puts ketchup on a hot dog, right?
It's frowned upon.
I think it's like illegal or something, you see? So here you go. I'll share it with you.
You can take the bigger part. How's that?
All right, you ready? There you
All right,
go.
thank you.
There you go. Hot dog with mustard.
Yum, yum. Surprisingly lean.
About ready to wrap things up here. And you heard the phrase signs of the time?
Yes, there are signs everywhere. Everywhere a sign. Something telling you what to do, something telling you what not to do, right? Mm-hmm. You've seen them out in the
Warning
community.
signs, right?
Warning signs. Well, we saw a few, the same as you, but we've seen a few that we thought were worthy of note, and so why not? Let's take a few minutes and take a look.
Fun with signs.
Fun with signs.
Roll
Okay,
'em.
here's the first one. This has to do with that song from long ago. If you hang around a wedding party long enough, you're going to end up dancing.
This was
to
the Macarena, right? I checked into the Hokey Pokey Clinic and I turned myself around. Good.
All right. Now here's another one. The door is alarmed, but somebody else had something else to say about it.
That's
What startled this door?
good point.
Here's a bargain. Free Wi-Fi.
Starting at $59.99.
I think that was actually the price of the
It took me a
hotel
minute to
room.
get that.
All right. Prices really do depend on your attitude. I mean,
Okay, so which way would you go? If somebody comes in and say the price is $100 and their attitude is lousy, what happens then?
I think the price goes up.
So in other words, it's kind of like a negative feedback thing.
I think that's exactly
The
it.
nastier they are, the higher the price, and that way we reach a balance between the customer's attitude and the price they pay.
I think that must be it.
That's a very scientific approach.
Who knew? Who knew? Here's a warning. Don't drink the water.
So true. So true.
Well,
Next time you're going to the seashore, just remember what the whales have done in it.
That's right. Let's see the next one. Okay, whiskey, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing. How the heck did I end up on the bathroom floor? Medicine. Yes.
That would do it.
That would do it. Okay. You know, you can't drink all day, but you got to start
You
somewhere.
don't start in the morning. You got to start somewhere.
Well, now, if you're going to go drinking and you don't want your wife to find out about it, you might make a deal with your bartender. Have a look here.
Hiding
nope.
from wife. Bar phone rates. Not here. Just missed
Just
him.
missed him. Hasn't been here all day. I've never heard of him as the most expensive one. Here's a piece of philosophy. If a man speaks in the forest and there is no woman there to hear,
Is he still wrong? I'm going to have to say probably so. Based on statistics, I think you'd have to say that most of the time he's going to be wrong, whether it's overheard or not. What do you think?
I think that's probably the way it turns out.
Yeah, right.
Now, you know, we get the grandchildren over every once in a while. We try to child-proof it, but still,
The kids get in.
they get in.
There you go.
They get in. Here's a warning for parents. Unattended children will be given an espresso and a free puppy.
I think that's most appropriate.
Oh, yeah. How about a creative no parking sign? The wrath of the ancients will fall upon your head. Your shoelaces will not stay tied. Rabid squirrels will invade your home. Food in your refrigerator will mysteriously spoil. Your vehicle will start making that expensive knocking sound again. And most important of all, no one will talk to you at parties. Don't park there. Okay, I like this one. Can you figure it out? Blondie, the 70s American pop.
yeah.
One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. Okay. A Blondie roundabout.
You know something you can't
Finally.
sing either.
That's true. Finally,
Honk if you
honk
love
if you
Jesus.
here's the rest of it. Text while driving if you want to meet him.
You take your chances.
Some funny signs. We'll have
Signs of the
more
times.
some other time. Mercifully, we'll stop showing you signs right now. Hey, you know what? It's time to say thanks for visiting our doghouse.
Glad you'd have you here. We won't sing you out, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you have ideas for the show, suggestions at DangerousDawgs.com.
That's the email.
Suggestions at DangerousDawgs.com. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
Stay in touch with us. Give us some marching orders.
Bye-bye
See
now.
you soon.